Okay. Yesterday we have started off with OOPS. We tried understanding importance of object-oriented programming language, how important these principles are. We have applied for one scenario and tested, checked what are all challenges we were facing with procedure-oriented programming language if we implement certain concept, and then how we are going to overcome with object oriented principles. That is, especially we started off seeing encapsulation, right? Encapsulation means what? Binding data members and member operations in one group. So group is a layman term. Okay, it's normal term. The same we call it as like class is a technical term. Okay, so we have understood class is an executable syntax. So if you write class, will not happen anything. You have to create object for create object for that class. Okay, so that the class operations we can execute by using that object, right? Okay, so we have started seeing the sample class yesterday, and I tried explaining how object gets a create. So let me go ahead and uh, open the first program which we have done, and I'll try to explain a little bit more. Okay, so this is what the program which you have taken yesterday. So class test classes we write like this: class name colon doc string. It's a good habit to maintain for all the classes, but since you are learning, you don't have to give for all the classes, but in real time it is always good practice to give doc strings, right? So what is this which I have defined internally? Class the def m1 is the method name. Okay, here m1 is method. Okay, so what is this self is one of the parameter which I have given in m1 method. I will explain that a little later, but try to understand. I have provided one parameter called self which I gave in m1. Okay, so print in m1 of test. This is a m1 code, right? So till here class writing is over. Okay, so now we are outside of class. Please try to understand that. Okay, now we are outside of class. Let me just try to show. So this is what your entire class logic I can tell you. Okay, so class logic also follows indentation concept. Okay, right? Okay, now we are outside of class. What is t1 is equals to test? T1 is equals to test. This statement is object creation statement. Please take the comments. Object creation statement. This is object creation statement. Sir, what happens when you create object? I have told you, whenever you create object, internally object gets create. Okay, and its memory address will be stored in this t1, that is reference variable. So indirect address will come and store in the t1, that is reference variable. Okay, so I have printed that indirect address t1. What I have got yesterday, I told you, you will get two things. Indirect address contains two things. First one is class name, second one is hexadecimal representation of hash code. Okay, this is how you have to term what does indirect address of a object contains in Python. Okay, so this is one of the famous interview question. Out of 100, 80-90% students will not be able to answer that, right? So please try to understand. Indirect address of an object contains class name along with that hexadecimal representation of hash code. Okay, so let me execute this and I will show that. Control S F5. So this is what I was referring to, indirect address of an object. Print T1 line. If you want, you can see. Okay, so print T1 line, first print. Okay, so main underscore underscore main underscore underscore dot test. Okay, object is it. So test is what the class name, right? Object is it, OX, so on. Anything starts with OX is called hexadecimal representation. Okay, right. Now, what is the next line? In M1 of test is displaying. How come in M1 of test got displayed? Because of this line. What is this step impact? What is that called? It is method calling. It is method calling. How do you call the method? Method we call with the reference variable of your object. Generally people think that in all languages like Java or C++, what we call is object name dot method name. Okay, this is how we call, sir. Okay, this is how we call. We create objects and using with the object name we call method name, so that respective class methods gets execute, is what people say. That is fact in other languages, but coming to Python, how does it looks like is reference variable dot method name. Okay, reference variable dot method name. So why you are putting reference variables, or why you are not putting object, means, if you see, meaning is end of day object only should come and execute my method, but we don't know where is the object. So obviously reference variable, through reference variable we are reaching to the object, is what the point you have to understand. Okay, so because reference variable knows where is the object in the memory, so that's how it is. Reference variable dot method name, we do it in Python. Okay, so but you don't have to confuse whenever I say object name dot method name or reference variable dot method name. You always have to understand, okay, for object left side whatever the variable is there, that is what sir is referring. Okay, with that only we will call method. Okay, sir, can I call test to open close dot m1? That is also possible. That is directly the object you are talking. Okay, if you're talking to m1, if you're talking to t1 dot m1, that is indirect way of talking, I can tell you. Test dot m1, test to open close dot m1 open close, that is in a direct way of talking to method m1. That also I will show you in further progress, but try to understand for now. T1 dot m1 means calling method statement. Okay, right. So these things you can take as like comments. Okay, now T2 is equals to test. What is the impact of this line, sir? Tell me. T2 is equals to test. Whenever you give T2 is equals to test, what happens? Immediately another object gets create. Okay, and this another object indirect address will go and sit in T2. Right now, how many uh, objects we have got created? We have created two objects. And how many reference variables we have for these objects? Each object has got one reference variable. Am I right? So this is t1, okay, and this is t2. Correct. So difference variables are just variable names, just tag names we call. Okay, fine. So print T2. What happens when you print T2? Indirect address of this object will come and display. And T2.m1 means automatically now this object is executing this method m1. Okay. So any number of objects you can create, those all objects can execute your m1 method. So same operation will get performed by all objects, right? So you are writing a meaningful code here. That meaningful code can be executed by 10 different people, 20 different people, 1,000 different people. Like whenever a customer is at a time, 1,000 customers are filling form in the bank, all the customer data read function. Just try to imagine. Okay, all the store function, all the customer data will get stored individually in the database. So that that kind of concept we can able to implement through this object oriented mechanism, right? Okay. See, daily thousands of lakhs of people will try to deposit money in your account, right? So all those thousands of people money gets bank has to process, and they have to put in their accounts, right? So there is a deposit method gets executed by every customer. Getting my point? So that way object oriented mechanism will helpful. Fine, you'll slowly get to understand. Just I'm trying to give you know big picture of it. But one second. Okay, so let's proceed. I think you have all taken this program. Control S, F5. One sec. Right, I hope you all taken this program. Okay, let me proceed with one second. Let me just okay. So yesterday we were uh, you know seeing the properties. Class has got uh, three variables comma three methods. I hope you have taken along with the names, correct? So we will start seeing the very first variable. What is that? Static variable. Okay, so static variable. So what do you mean by static variable? So you have to be so much clear whenever you are getting introduced to object oriented programming. What are these three types of variables, and at what point in time I'll have to use what variable, which variable? Okay, so static variable, at what point in time I have to, for which kind of data I should use static variable, for which kind of data I have to use non-static variable, that is object variable, for which kind of data I have to use local variable. Okay, so you have to be so clear with these things. First, let us try to understand some points about static variable. Okay, so variables which we declare within the class and outside of all methods. Okay, which variables which we declare within the class and outside of all methods are known as static variables, are known as static variables. By now, you should understand variables which we declare within the class and outside of all methods means what? Means what? Within the class, this is the place. Please try to understand. Within the class, outside of all methods means what? This is the place. Am I right? So with this is in the class and outside of all methods. Correct. So here is what you will put your all static variables. Okay. So just try to understand. Physically, this is the place where you go ahead and put your static variables. Okay. Now, what we put in that variables, the data which is common to all objects, we prefer to store in static variables. Okay, the data which is common to all objects we prefer to store using static variables. Okay, so example for your understanding. Okay, your college name. Okay, your college name, like let's say your college has got like 2000 students. When all these 2000 students filling the form college name, they will be writing your XYZ college name only, whatever. See, so Stanley College of Engineering for Women, or KIET, right? MLRITM, right? BVRIT. So whatever, these are some of the colleges, right? Those college students, while filling their respective form, they will write same name, or else your bank name. Okay, so the employees who are coming to HDFC Bank daily, let's say thousands of employees will come. Everybody, while filling form, they'll write bank name as same. Okay, or your country name. When it comes to filling a form, right, for government office, right, you put a column in a text box, your country name. We all will be putting India, right? So that the data which is common to all the objects, we prefer to store using static variables. That's what the point you have to understand. So variables for all the static variables of a class, memory will be allocated only for once. Okay, so this point you will have to understand. So basically, even though you create 10 objects, 20 objects, one object, three object, but in terms of memory allocation for static variables, memory, it happens only for once. Okay, that you will understand once if you see next 7 8 programs, right? Because static and non-static variable programs, if you see, then you will clearly understand. Yeah, I agree, this is like for whole object data, for all thousands of objects data, one common usage, one common name we have to give for that. One variable, one time, if memory allocation gets happened, that should be fine. Okay, that's what it meant for. Okay, now accessing, will try to understand static variables of a class. We can access within the class. We can access within the methods by using class name. By using class name within the methods, by using class name and static variables of a class, we can access outside of class by using both class name and reference variable. Okay, reference variable. Okay, we can access within the methods by using class name, and the static variables of a class we can access outside of class by using class name and reference variable. Okay, class name and or you can say or class name or reference variable, both will work, is what that is what the point. Okay, right. Accessing part I will explain through program. It's very easy, not an issue. So overall point, what you have to understand is where we declare the static variables, how do we access the static variables. This is the technically, programmatically you have to understand. And conceptual wise, static variables where we use means to store the common data for all objects. That's what the point. Okay, shall I proceed with the program? Let me do that. Okay, so control. Okay, let me do here itself. Static variable ex1. Okay, so you can write down, right side I've opened. So let me write a sample program for you to make understand static variable class. What is my class name? Capital X. X is my class name. Okay, so I am going to define a static variable a couple of static variables. See, immediately after writing class, you define variables. These variables are called static. Okay, static variable one. Okay, static variable 2. Okay, right. So after which you usually define your methods. Method def display, right? So I told you one parameter is common for the next 7 8 programs. I will not explain what exactly self does. You take as it is. When time comes, I will explain. So now what I am saying, how to access a static variable within the methods. Fourth point will help you out, right? Within the methods you call by using class name, means what? X dot a. Okay, this is how accessing static variable in methods. Okay, accessing static variable in methods, right? So print x dot b, right? Same above. Okay, right. Now we have defined couple of static variables. We have defined one method in my class. Okay, so now we are outside of class. So scope of class. You see indentation. I have come out, means what? We are outside of class. Now we'll have to create. Let's create objects. Okay, let's create object of class. Okay, how do we create object? Tell me. Variable name is equals to your class name, open and close. This is object creation statement. Immediately in your mind, what it has to get strike, there is an object got generated and its indirect address we have kept in the x1. So that is what the point. Okay. Now, okay, so I'm not printing x1. Obviously, last program has shown like indirect address. Now you have to execute your method x1.m1. Okay, control s f5. Okay, sorry, display is what my method name. Okay, so you see display, I called x1 x dot a, capital X dot b, both were got displayed. And now I will give a print s- simple line. And you see I am going to call my static variables outside of class. Last point, how do we call static variables outside of class? Using class name I can call, using a reference variable also I can call. So both I am calling, both variables I am calling with the two ways, both with the class name as well as a reference variable. Control s f5. Can you see that? Can you see that in the output both my x dot a, x1 dot b is getting displayed in the answer? Fine. So this is how you can input your static variables to your programs. But it's not over. Let me explain with another example, some other concept of static variable as well. Okay. So just take this. Can I proceed? Okay. Fine. Let me proceed and do so. Static variable, previous example you understood how to where to define, how to access, right? Now let's try to understand little bit more about static variable. Okay, so class X is what my class name, A equals to 1000, B equals to 2000, right? Def modify is what the method I'm going to define, right? X dot A, X dot A plus equals to 100, X dot B minus equals to 100, right? So what do you mean by this? X dot A is equals to X dot A plus 100. Okay. So likewise, X dot B is equals to X dot B minus 100. Okay. So I am trying to access, not only accessing my static variables, I am also trying to modify my static variable data. Okay. So display, def display. So now after modifying, I am trying to print them. I'm trying to print them. Now we are done with the class writing. X1 is equals to X. I have created object. Now X1 dot display. X1 dot display. Can you guess what is the answer? Can you guess what is the answer when you call X1 dot display? Hmm? You see control S F5, you will get 1000 and 2000. By default, static variable memory allocation happen only for once at the time of your class execution. So now AB are alive variables. So that's the reason x1 dot display is displaying your both A and B, right? Okay. Now here comes the story. X1 dot modify. When I do x1 dot modify, what happens when I execute this? What happens? Nothing will happen, sir. It will display same 1000 and 2000 only, but internally A and B values would have modified with plus 100 and minus 100 respectively. Am I right? Because modify function, modify method we have executed. So modify did modified modification of those two values. Okay, edited those two variable values. What happens if I call display now? Yeah, it makes a sense, sir. Display second time calling will give the latest values. Understand? After modify again, if I call display, it is reflecting and now it is giving the latest values. So what is the understanding? With the help of one method, I managed to modify my static data, static variable data. Okay, so that is what it is. Through modify method, you modified your static variable data. Now what happens if I create second object? Okay, what happens, sir? Another object gets created. What is greatness in that? Okay, I know that second object got created when I call display method with my second object. Here comes, from here on confusion starts for you people. If you are active enough, you can able to quickly grasp and answer my questions. Now tell me x2 dot display I am doing. So when I do, see here itself, let me give answers. When I first time given x1 dot display, it displayed 1000 comma 2000, right? Modify will not yield any output, but it modified. But after that, affected the result 1100 comma 1900, 1100 comma 1900. My next question is, when you called x2 dot display, what is the answer? I want you people to type in the chat and show your promptness, right? Ritika Reddy is typing 1000, 2000. Santoshi is typing, Pranavi type 11, 19, Aishwarya 1000, 2000. So four people have typed, and in which you have like it's like 50-50. Few people are typing 1000, few people are typing 1100. Means what? Here itself in the people of 2025, half people are giving one value, half people are giving another value. Means what? It's like 50% for sure people get confused in this concept, right? Am I right or wrong? Based on the chat, you can see. Yes, in real time also, obviously, people get confused. That's the reason could not able to answer questions properly in interview. See, basically what happens here is, the correct answer is 11 and 19, not 1000 and 2000. Control S F5, you can check, right? I will explain how 11 and 12, don't get excited, I will explain. Okay, so how is that happening means, you see, this this concept you try to relate with one simple example I will give you. Okay, so you imagine this is your notice board. What is that? Notice board. In every classroom, engineering classroom outside, there will be a notice board, right? Am I right or wrong? Okay, so notice board, who will put new things on notice board, let's say new paper cuts as such. Okay, so who will put? Everybody can put, sir. What is there in that, right? Okay, so imagine there is a pic, of let's say Sachin Tendulkar photo is there in the notice board. Okay, so one of your friend is entering into the classroom. Okay, one of your friend is entering into the classroom, so she saw Sachin Tendulkar photo. Okay, so now what she has done, first person entering into classroom, in the notice board, on the notice board, she saw Sachin Tendulkar pic. Okay, right. So what she has done is, she has erased this, and she kept another pic of Virat Kohli. Okay, Virat Kohli. She like Virat Kohli, so she pasted Virat Kohli photo on the notice board. Okay. Now your second friend is coming into your class. Okay, maybe imagine this is you. Okay, so when second person is getting into the class, so on the notice board, second person can see Virat Kohli picture or Sachin Tendulkar picture. You have to tell me. Second person will be able to see Virat Kohli picture or Sachin Tendulkar picture. Answer my question in the chat. Obviously, Virat Kohli, right? Why not Sachin Tendulkar? Because first person has erased that Sachin Tendulkar picture and she pasted Virat Kohli picture. So that's the reason second person is going to see only Virat Kohli picture. Now second person don't like Virat Kohli. Second person is erasing Virat Kohli picture, and second person is pasting Dhoni picture. Okay, so recently retired Dhoni picture. Okay, so she kept Dhoni picture. Now third friend, your best friend, your bench mate is coming to class. Okay, when third friend is coming inside, tell me, answer, will your third friend will be able to see Dhoni or Virat or Sachin? Obviously, Dhoni. The latest picture only they will get to see, sir, because earlier one you erased, no? The previous person erased, right? Okay. If you have understood this concept, this is also same, right? See, notice board is common to all students. Am I right? Notice board is common to all students, right? Everybody has got right to do something with the notice board. Am I right or wrong? And if you do something to the notice board, all others can able to see the latest things. Am I right or wrong? Okay, in the same fashion, if you have understood this, first object whatever the data, this is as per your example, this is Sachin Tendulkar, right? First object has got data 1000 and 2000. First object seen and first object modified to how much? Virat Kohli. Okay, so when second, and after modifying first object, will see the latest data is Virat Kohli only. Now second object, this is you. When you're entering into the class, when you see what is there in the static data, it will show the latest value. So what is the message here is static variables can be accessed and modified by all, by any object of the class, by any object of the class, right? Okay, so new objects will get to see updated latest data of static variable. Understood? New objects will get to see latest data of static variable, right? Okay, so that's what it is. Now if you see, let me continue my program. Okay, let me continue my program. Now same story, x2 dot modify. Now x2 fellow is also modifying the data, right? Now I will straight create x3. Right now when I create x3 dot display, can you guess the answer now? Can you guess the answer? Can you help me in the chat? What will be the latest answer? That's correct, Ritika Reddy. Very good. So now x2 object also affected executed one time modify. So one time plus 100 minus 100 happens. So now it will display 12 and 18. Right? This is what it is. Control S F5. Got it? So that is what, that's how your static variables will work. So static variables like football, you can imagine, you can write your own comments in your notes, right? It works like notice board perfectly, or it works like football, right? Football, all 20 players whomsoever on the ground can play with it. Am I right or wrong? So you hit, it will get effect, and other person is getting hit, it will get effect, right? Am I right or wrong? So that's what it is. Shall I proceed for next program? Okay. Control S. Control. So now non-static will try to understand. Let us try to understand some points about. See now, give a reading of all these points once. See, now never ever you should have confusion with these variables. Here itself you will get caught, and you cannot do programming properly if you don't understand these variables accessing, right? So these are declared outside of methods instead of class, right? So data which is common to all objects you will store. Okay, I have not shown this step what exact data we store in with an example. What I will do is, first I will explain all three variables implementation and modification usage as such, and then I will come up with a one proper use case where I will use all the variables. Okay, now memory allocation happens only for once. For all people, only one football. Likewise, for all students, only one time notice board coming to class is good enough. Now everybody can able to write it on notice board, right? Static variables of a class we can access within the methods using class name. Okay, and outside of the class using both class name as well as reference variable. So these are the points about static variables. Now let's proceed in understanding non-static variables. So very important points, please. You will 100% you will get confused, so please put your 100% mind here. Okay, variables, variables which are declared, variables which are declared within the class by self dot. Okay, if you want you can put it in double quotes, by self dot. Okay, are known as non static variables. Okay, the variables which are declared within the class by self dot are known as non-static variables. Okay, I have not mentioned like within the class, outside of methods as such. Within the class, straight. Within the class means within the methods also we have to say within the class only. Okay, so within the class, wherever you write non-static variables, you have to use prefix as self dot. Self dot a. So here a is a example you take, you'll forget it. Self dot a is equals to 1000. Okay, so here a is a non-static variable. Okay, here a is a non-static variable. That's what the point you have to understand. Okay, so this is how you define, you declare static variables like this. Okay, so what for we use this data which is unique to each object you prefer to store using non-static you prefer to store using non-static variable. The data which is unique to each object you prefer to store using non-static variable. Guys, this comes to matter. See, what is the example? Tell me. Unique data of yours. Let's say your mobile number. Okay, your mobile number is unique to you. Okay, your address. Yeah, your address is unique to you. Okay, so something like that. Your uh, moles. Okay, so when you're filling something, you have to give this, right? You have to give this in a form as such. Correct. So this kind of unique data of each object you have to store using non-static variable. Okay, now for all the non-static variables of a class, okay, memory gets allocated allocated within the object. Okay, for all the non-static variables of a class, memory gets allocated within the object, right? So point is, till the time if you don't create object, your non-static variable data memory allocation will not happen. Please try to write down the heading like this. You'll get confused. Or as non-static variables or instance variables or object variables. These are object variables, object specific variable. Your mobile number means you as an object, as a customer, and your mobile number I am storing, right? Your address, you as an object, your address I'm storing. So object specific data we prefer to store using non-static variables. Okay, object variables, non-static variables, or instance variables, all these meaning is same. Okay, right. Now, let us come to the accessing part of it. Non-static variables of one class, non-static variables of one class, we can access within the same class by using self. Okay, by using self. Okay, so means self, obviously self dot we will put. Okay, so in the class you have to put using self. Okay, but outside of class how do we access, sir? Non-static variables of one class we can access outside of class by using reference variable. Okay, right. Okay, take these points. I'll give a minute. Very, very important points, and these for sure 90% of the people will commit mistakes while doing programs. Okay, with the experience I'm telling. So please have focused on these points. Shall I proceed? Let me put this aside. And okay, so let's try to understand non-static variables. How do we declare, how do we assign, how do we call as such? Okay, so please take class X, right? Now def insert self self dot a is equals to 1000, self dot b is equals to 2000. Okay, so def display self print self dot a print self dot b, right? So x1 is equals to x, control s. Okay, so cl3, control s f5. So what had happened, tell me, till now I have just created couple of static variables using insert method, and then I tried displaying them, right? But but nothing is happening when you execute your program, sir. Nothing will happen, sir, unless until if you don't execute any method, right? So that's what the point you have to understand. See, till now what is the effect? Just one object got created in the memory with the help of this line, correct? So next what you have to do, see, let me do here I will try to explain self. Please try to focus on print x1, what it contains: indirect address, correct? Indirect address, I'll write only indirect, you will have to understand address. Okay, right. Now let me call x1 dot display. X1 dot display, what happens? X1 dot display, it will lead to error. It will lead to error. Display is containing what? Self dot a, self dot b, right? But what displays? Whatever there in the object, it will displays. But is it, I have written anything in the object? Tell me, nothing. So that's what it is saying. I don't understand what is this print self dot a. Okay, so that's what your interpreter is responding. So this will not work. X1 dot insert will try to do. So when you do x1 dot insert, what happens technically? Tell me. Listen carefully. This x1 contains indirect address, correct? This x1 will push indirect address into your method. So now self in your method first parameter, that is self. Now self also contains indirect address, means self know where is object located in the memory, right? So self dot a equals to 1000 means what? Self will bring in 1000 to object. Self dot b is equals to 2000, so it will bring in both a and b to object. Now in this you have both 1000 as well as 2000 values. You have 2000 values, fine. Okay, see, let me execute control s. Okay, control s f5. X1 dot, so print x1, indirect address of your object it is showing now x1 dot insert. Okay, but x1 dot insert I executed, it pushed a couple of values into the object, but nothing is showing in the output. You have not called the display function, display method, right? That's the reason it is not showing nothing. But let me add one more statement here: print self. Sir, what is this self? Explain me. Why self you are writing? What is the role of self? Means your reference variable will put the indirect address to self, and self knows now where is the object, and self is bringing in those two object variables and putting in the object. If I print self, what will come? You see and uh, observe. What is happening? Tell me, what is there in x1? X1 has leaked the object indirect address to self. Now self got to know where is the object located in the memory. Print self is also giving the same address, right? Same indirect address, no? So this is something like that. see, your father, I told you, right, your father has got two kids, they are studying in the Hyderabad. So your father wants always, he only come and pick those kids from the railway station, and he only will drop to the place residence, and he'll only ensure somebody is dropping them in the railway station as such. So point is, A and B never ever should know where is object located in the memory, right? So that is what X1 is ensuring. X1 is your father, imagine. So what your father does, okay, so he will contact his or else what your father do, your father will book an Uber cab, okay. So Uber cab, you know whenever your father says Secunderabad railway station, or Kachiguda Nampally railway station, he will put in the Uber cab. Automatically Uber cab chauffeur will get to know the address where he has to drop A and B, right? Where he has to drop those two kids. So those two kids will come and sit in the car, and automatically Uber car will drop in the location where dad wants to drop her kids. Am I right? Likewise, in this case, X1 is your dad, self is the Uber car. Okay. So you can imagine self is the vehicle. Self is the vehicle which is dropping both A and B in the rail. Which what is railway station? Here, railway station is your object. Okay, so self is dropping A and B into the object. So do you think A and B know where is the object located in the memory? Never ever. Like these two kids, will they know route to railway station? Never. Right. Likewise, either your father will drop, or your father will make sure that Uber car will drop. So both father as well as Uber car a person, both of them know where is railway station. So this person is printing indirect address, and this is also getting indirect address. Understand? Got me? Right. Now x1 dot display we will do. After inserting, what you are doing, you are calling display method. When you call this display method, what happens? These two values will come out in the output. If you want, you can check. Control S. One sec. Can you see 1000 and 2000 have come in the output? The display method is working fine now, right? First time when you call the display, what it has to display? Nothing you have kept in the object, right? Am I right or wrong? Right, after you inserting couple of variables, a couple of values into the object, now you go and see what is there in the object. Using display method, it will show 1000 and 2000. Now you have understood what is a self refers to current class object address. You can also write like this: self refers to current class object indirect address. Okay, self refers to current class object indirect address. Okay, so self is acting like vehicle to drop object variables in object. Okay, you should understand, right? Object variables, instance variables in object, non-static variables in object, anything is fine. So non-static variables are object specific data. Okay, so for your dad, you two are non-static, right? For another person, another two kids are non-static. Okay, something like that. I'll explain, don't worry. So you see now let me try to create, let me, okay, so just take this example. How do we print A and B outside of class with a reference variable? Okay, x1 dot A, x1 dot B. Control S F5. You see, I have printed x1 dot A, x1 dot B. Right, outside of class, you will access non-static variables using reference variable. There's a last point, and in the class you will access using self dot. Okay, got it. So basically x1 and self both will get to know where is the object located in the memory. Okay, right. Can you please take this? Let me erase all this. Shall I proceed? Okay, control N, control S, CL4. Okay, this is little big topic, non-static variable ex2, right? So please take quickly. So def insert self. So self dot a equals to 1000, self dot b is equals to 2000. Now what you're trying to do is you're trying to modify your non-static data. Self dot a plus equals to 100, self dot b minus equals to 100. Now trying to display your data. Okay, so I'm creating one object, control S F5. So take up to here quickly, then I will explain. So basically now I am trying to show some modifications performing for uh, object variables, instance variables, or non-static variables. Okay, so when I do create object, what's happening? Tell me what's happening. Okay, one object got created. Okay, so that is this. Okay, now what I'm going to do, to put something in the object, I have to call for sure insert method, right? Impact of insert is what? Here these two values are coming and sitting in the object. Okay, so you have now a and b. Okay, 1k. Okay, 1k comma 2k. Okay, 1k 2k values are there in your first object. Okay, now what I'm trying to do, x1 dot x1 dot modify, control s f5. Okay, sorry, before modifying, let's call the display and check whether you have got stored 1000 2000 properly or not. Yeah, 1000 2000 got stored properly, and also I executed modify, and now let's try to display your x1 dot display. So obviously those two variables will get effect with 1000 and 100 and 200, 100 and 100 plus 100 minus, that is 11 and 19. It will display in the x1 object. Now my next question is, when I create x2 is equals to x, so display printed sorry x2 dot display, what will be the answer? Okay, now I want you to be little alert and come to your chat. I want you to respond to me. X22 dot display will give what is the answer. Let's see who will give correct answer. So Varun is saying 1000 2000 1000 only. Yeah, Varun, not you are giving only half answer, that too wrong. Okay, so Varun is saying 11 1200 200. So Ritika is saying 1000 2000. Varun saying Varun, what is that? If modification affecting means both should get effect. Why are you modifying only one value? You're wrong. So Manisha is saying 11. Guys, get up, Manisha, Varun. Okay. Put some water on your face. What? Why you are saying 1100, 1200? 1119 is Anusha saying, Sai Snehita saying 1119. Everybody are saying, almost everybody are saying 1119. Okay. Okay. So I told you, right? This is, yeah. Okay, so super. Thanks for responding. Everybody are active. Okay, excepting one or two. I understood that. Everybody are seriously listening to me. I understood that, but nobody is sharp in this total batch of Python. Okay, nobody said error as like answer, but the actual answer is error. I'm sorry to say, no one is sharp in this batch. Why error? You brainless fellows, please try to understand. I'm clearly giving the circles as like objects and clearly explaining. Still, if you commit mistake, what should I do? See what I did. X2 is equals to x means what? A new object gets create. This is okay. Sorry. See, this is x1. Okay, so this is x1. Okay, so x1 called, x1 inserted, x1 displayed, x1 modified, all. So here 11 19 was happened after modification. Okay, 11 and 1900 has happened after modification, and you displayed this second time. First time you displayed, second time displayed. Now here x2 is equals to x. I'm doing so buggers, you have to understand. We have created the second object. Am I right or wrong? Second object you have created. Now you should forget this story. This is all the first object. Now you have to focus on second object, right? That is x2 equals to x, x2 dot display. Now tell me what is there here is what I am asking in the question in the program. x2 dot display. No values. No values means what? You are trying to see values and interpreter is saying no values means what? Error only. No, am I right or wrong? Did you guys understood the concept? We are now working with the second object. Why you are still holding on with the first object only? Come out of that concept, come out of that mindset. Right now you have to work with the second object. Now in the second object nothing is there, sir. You call the display function straight away, display method straight away, so this will give error, sir. Okay, this is what you have to tell. If still people, if you guys are confused, let me explain. Okay, in your classroom, one friend is writing some notes in her book. Okay, so she is putting some ohm symbol, something like this. Okay, and what she felt is this is not good. Okay, ohm, and now I want to give ohm symbol something different. Okay, so she erased something and she kept a new value in her. This is notebook, your class notes notebook. Okay, now this first student in her notes, she wrote something, she erased something, and she kept a new value. Why do you expect that new value you get to see in the second person notebook? Are you understanding? In the second person notebook, this is second person notebook, ma. Okay, you all 60 students who are sitting in the class, you all have your own notes, right? So if your friend is erasing something in her book, why do you expect that gets reflect in your notebook? Your notebook is up to you. If you write something here, it will get displayed. If you're not writing anything here, it will not get displayed, right? Your notebook is unique to you. Your notebook is unique to you. Understand? Likewise, object is a specific mean that the data is specific to this object. So here in this object nothing data is there. I hope you are clear, right? So when then what happens, sir? x2 dot insert okay, this line is giving error, no? So you have to put x2 comment and x2 dot insert. Now x2 dot display. So tell me, when I display second time, will it give 1119 or will it give 1000 2000? At least till now, let's see how many of you will give correct answer. When x2 dot display 1000 2000 or 1119? people who are giving 11, 19, okay, still you have not understood this concept. Okay, see, okay. Now let me explain this notebook concept once again. Okay, Aishwarya in her notes she has written Sachin Tendulkar first. Okay, and she did not like the after 5 minutes she erased Sachin Tendulkar name and she wrote Virat Kohli in her notebook. Aishwarya notebook I'm talking. Okay, now when let's say Saket is coming and seeing his notes. Okay, so Aishwarya is sitting in Hyderabad, Saket is sitting in somewhere in Kakinada. Okay, in Aishwarya notebook, if she writes something, if she erase and if she write new thing, do you think Saket who is sitting in Kakinada in his notebook will it get a reflect? Will it get reflect? No, right? Sir, Saket notebook is up to Saket. Whatever he write, that is up to him, right? Why Aishwarya notes will get reflected in the Saket notes? So Pranavi, are you understanding? Pranavi, Aishwarya, Varun, you people are giving mistakes. So this is notebook, your class notes I'm talking about, 200 pages long notebook I'm talking, which you take the rough notes, short, whatever it may be. Point is your notebook is unique to you. Okay, if you write something in your notebook, don't expect that will get reflect in all other people notebooks, right? Likewise, object data is unique to you. Say your phone number. See, if I have to if I have to compare this in real time, if a new customer is coming and he's filling the form, he is giving his his phone number. So if he is giving his phone number means the people who are saying wrong year 11 and 19, for them it will be like this. You have to understand, new person phone number is getting loaded, right? All the earlier customers whomsoever are registered with that bank, all the customers phone numbers are getting modified with the new person phone number. Is this a proper concept? It is meaningless, right? So new person phone number is coming inside, so it has to be stored in a separate note, right? And the new person after 3 months he has changed his mobile number in the bank. Okay, that provision we have, right? You can go ahead and change your mobile number in your bank account. When you change your mobile number in your bank account from X number to Y number, that Y number will get reflect in all the other customer data mobile number? No, na? So that mobile number is specific to that object. So if that fellow is getting modified, it reflects only to him, not for all the other customer mobile numbers. If that happens today, no bank will be there, and we all have to count money in sitting at home and put in your almaras only. Am I right or wrong? Still, if you have not understood, think that you are not fit to learn Python. Just that's it. No, nothing more than that. Okay. So x2 dot display. So it will give what? This object specific data only. Okay. Control S F5. Okay. So that's what it is. Let me give a small print to give the gap. Understanding? 11 12 first time in first object I kept 1000 2000. I modified my first person object, so that got reflected. When I called second object, automatically new values are coming and storing. Okay, right? Take this program. I hope you have taken. Shall I proceed? Okay. Okay, now let me see, sir. Every time whenever I have to put some data into the object, okay, I have to call insert method. Am I right or wrong? If I don't call insert method, if I straight call display method, will it is it showing, data in the object? No. Okay, let's you take as like third example. Here comes the important real-time use case way of understanding. See, What I'm saying is you have to understand insert. What for the reason I'm writing insert method? Tell me. Insert method will help me putting my data into the object. Correct? Correct. Self dot a comma self dot b, right? So x1 is equals to x, right? So if you call your x1 dot display straight away, it will give error straight away. Why? Nothing is there in the object. Okay, how can what you are expecting from me? Self dot a self dot b, you are thinking that it is there in the object, mister, but nothing is there in the object is what it is saying, the error. Okay, so this will not work. What you have to do? Sorry, I have to put x1 only, right? But still it will not work. Sorry. Okay, x2 dot display, x1 dot display, sorry, x1 dot display. Without insert you cannot read. Okay, so this is what the comment. Without insert you cannot display. This point you have understood, everybody? Now you do insert and now you do display. This will work fine. Control S F5. Correct. Okay, so second object x2. Now since the first object has got data, if you call display method on the second object, do you think it will work? Same it will give. Same wrong error. So what is that? Here also you have to call. Okay, please write down these comments. Without insert you cannot display. Write down second time also, please. Okay, now you x2 dot insert. Now x2 dot display. Control S F5. Now both time it is storing and sitting 1000 2000. Insert method is putting values in object, and now you have display. Likewise, every object, whenever new object you are creating, if you are trying to see what is there in the object using display method, it will give always wrong answers. Okay, always wrong, always error, because sir, just creating object will not help. You also have to put data. Putting data means you have to call insert method. Okay, every time you have to call insert method, then only object data is coming and storing in the object, and then you call display. That will work fine. That's what you are understanding. Am I right or wrong? So somebody is asking, sir, let us say I have to create 1000 objects, and for all 1000 objects I have to initialize this 1000 and 2000 variables, that is data I wanted to put in the object, and I wanted to display whenever I want. So for all these 1000 objects I have to call insert method compulsory, sir? Yes, of course. Now let me relate this concept with a what is that? I guys, I am extending for another 10 minutes. So you see, this concept is, imagine, you all know in Orbit Mall, Forum Mall, Big Bazaar, cinemas, okay, Cine Planet, or like very big malls, okay, in your respective cities, right? Whenever you go on a weekend, okay, thousands of hundreds of vehicles will be there, right? It can be thousands of two wheelers, hundreds of four wheelers, right? So multiple types of vehicles will come inside. So for parking, when they go inside, immediately one person will stand and they will give one piece of receipt to you, right? Imagine, one piece of receipt to you. One fellow has to stand for every other vehicle, be it a two wheeler, four wheeler, or even it is bicycle. For every person, that fellow has to give one receipt, parking receipt. Okay, fine. Somebody is asking, hey, for everybody to get a receipt, there should be one person always stand over there and give receipt. Okay, so one person is asking, can't we automate this functionality? Means what? The moment when vehicle comes inside to the parking, it's ground floor, B1, B2, B3, B4, likewise multiple seller will be there, and multiple, even first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, till 10th, 12th floor also you can park your vehicle, like that many, such sort of provision people will provide. But entrance is same for everybody, right? You have to enter. The moment when vehicle enters, is there any concept of automatically receipt receiving to that person who is driving the car or driving the two wheeler? So that if we automate this, you don't have to put that physically one person and handing over the ticket to the public, correct? Are you understanding? So can't we automate? Sir, do you require this fellow to stand here 24 hours and give receipts to people? Can't we automate this? Likewise, see, giving receipt to every person means giving values to every object. Insert method, right? Every object should get execute insert method, then only 1000 and 2000 will go and sit in the object. Likewise, real time example is every vehicle should stop by somebody and should give the receipt so that they will get the ticket. How to automate this? Sir, can't I use any other methodology without calling insert method? Automatically my data should go and sit in the object. So what is that concept? You got the problem of this concept? Okay, here you can write down one point here. To store data in every new object, we have to mandatorily call insert method. Okay, mandatorily call insert method. Okay, mandatorily call insert method. To overcome this problem, okay, we go for constructor concept. We go for constructor. We go for constructor concept. Okay, just write down these 2 points. Okay, so then just take one line heading of constructor, and I'll explain in detail what is that in tomorrow's session. So just take these points. Okay, so I would like to give some points. You just read, and then I will explain tomorrow. Okay, so I'm just what I'll do is I'll copy paste this. Okay, constructor. What is constructor? Let me explain. First of all, constructor, it is a special method. So special method means what? In the exam you have attempted special method, special variables means what? Everybody tried giving the syntax in the exam the other day, right? Underscore underscore word underscore underscore, right? So you should immediately get strike. So constructor in Python we write underscore underscore likewise. Okay, it is a special method which is used to define and initialize non-static variables of a class at the time of object creation. Okay, so layman example is at the time of vehicle coming inside mall. Okay, just for your understanding I'm writing. Okay, the time of vehicle coming into the mall, giving auto ticket receipt. This is just for your understanding. Spelling is correct. Please adjust. Okay, so what is constructor, sir? Okay, constructor is something, it's like a method which helps in the moment when object gets created, automatically values will put in the object. Okay, so just take 4 points and then we can wrap. So some differences, it is a method, right? Differences between constructor and method, you just take it, uh, and then I'll just give points and I'll stop. So method name can be any name. Method name can be any name, but in terms of constructors in Python, constructor name must be underscore underscore in it underscore underscore self. Okay, this is what the name of your constructor in Python. Okay, so yeah, this is also called magic method, correct? Okay, right. Now the difference between method and constructor is what we are trying to understand. So method executes whenever we make a method call. Okay, so that like x1 dot m1 x2 dot m1 which we are giving, whenever we manually call, then only your method gets execute, right? When in the case of constructor, in the case of constructor gets will be executed whenever object gets create executed automatically whenever object gets create. Okay, right. With respect respective to one object, we can call methods multiple times, right? x1 dot m1 x1 dot m1, likewise you can keep on call. Okay, it will get execute, but in terms of constructor, it will execute only for once with respective to one object. One constructor executes only for once. Okay, one constructor execute only for once. So basically, why the reason we define methods? Methods are used to represent the business logic, to the perform some operations perform some operations. For what constructors we use? Constructors are used to define and initialize non only when you're working with non-static variables, only constructor concept will come. which are non-static variable of a class. That's the reason I said these are much important. Out of all three variables, these are very, very important. 90% of the time we work with the construct your non-static variables only. Okay, variables of a class at the time of creation of object. Time of creation of object. So with this, I'll stop. We'll continue our discussion tomorrow.